Welcome. Message from the street. Got a controversial topic, but this topic needs to be expounded on. And over the years, I done spoke about it. And as time go on, you get a little bit more informed. Your information get elevated. And let's go straight on into it. And that is the behavior and the conduct of so-called white nationalists, white supremacists. And we can even use this microscope to look at so-called blacks that consider themselves to be nationalists. So the conclusion that I have come to from the European Caucasian so-called white perspective is that this hatred and this disdainment for melanated people or other people that are degrees of melanin excessive more than them, this is something that has been inherited through DNA. And the DNA is activated by the parents in a particular household. Because the child will never have to activate that DNA. But because the parents have been indoctrinated with white nationalism, so-called white supremacy, masked under a banner of Christianity. So this is the conflict of interest right there. How could you follow the way of the Christ or Paul or any other messenger of the Most High that give you the good news of salvation, when the golden rule is to love the Most High God, El Shaddai, Yahweh Sabaoth, with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your brother or your neighbor as you love yourself. So this disqualifies many so-called European, Caucasian, so-called white nationalist Christians, because you operate out of hate. You operate out of respect of person. And this is not the way of the Mashiach, the Messiah, the Christos, the Christ. This is the way of your father, the devil, who is a deviator, who attempts to customize the teachings of the Most High to accommodate their cultural construct. Did you hear that? What you're doing, Christian nationalists, white supremacists, hate mongers, is that you're cultivating, customizing the teachings of the Most High to fit your cultural alliances. And this is not of the Most High. This is not of Jesus. This is of the devil. So this inherited hatred that has been passed on from the slave masters to their offsprings as a form of cultural indoctrination is a system that was created out of control. So they wanted to have Europeans under that umbrella that think that they were automatically superior to other people in consciousness, in physical abilities, in working, whatever you can describe under the umbrella. But all of it was lies. And time has proven it. We can see it. We can see it in the academic fields. We can see it in political fields. We can see it in the sports, business, all that. When so-called melanated people get an opportunity, they supersede their counterparts who are the Europeans. Not saying that the so-called blacks are better than them, but because the European Caucasians have oppressed so-called blacks so much, by the time we get an opportunity to get in the game, we done mastered the jump. I'm just saying, man, we got to look at this sickness that is called white supremacy, so-called white supremacy. It's a disease of the mind. It's a dis-ease of the mind. Even Albert Einstein confirmed this. He's seen the conditions and the behavior of so-called European whites. He said that racism was a disease, a psychological dis-ease of the mind. So, so-called melanated people, sometimes we got to have a little compassion, because these people have been programmed, indoctrinated by the lives of their forefathers. I bring this message in love. I leave you this message in truth. And I will continue to expound on this particular aspect of so-called white supremacy and the inherent hate gene on a mental and psychological level that is cultivated in the culture and has been made accepted or acceptable by melanin recessive people. Peace, love, grace, and goodwill. All the truth and the glory go to the Most High, and any error, let that be upon me. Oneness.